Are you sick of being stuck in a circle of money problems and not knowing if you'll ever be truly free? What if I told you that the keys to freedom aren't in the newest trends or quick-rich schemes, but in the timeless advice of Miyamoto Musashi, a fighter from long ago? By bringing Musashi's ideas to your money, your mind, and your life, we'll show you how to become financially free in this video. Lesson 1. Budget wisely. Musashi taught, when you hold a sword, the most important thing is that you want to cut the enemy. The same rule applies to your money. You need to know what you want to do with every dollar you earn. A budget is more than just a way to limit spending. It's a strategy, a war plan. You can't keep track of your money if you don't have a budget. When you make a budget, you say what you want to do and take charge of your money. A budget shows what's most important to you. It makes you think about what's important in your life. Are the things you spend your money on helping you reach your goals? Or are you just giving in to your wants and needs? Focus was very important to Musashi. If you want to control others, you must first control yourself. A budget teaches you to be responsible. It's a daily act of discipline, like how a ninja keeps his sword sharp. Start by writing down all of your expenses. Do your best and be honest. Then, decide how much of your money to spend on needs, how much to save, and how much to grow. Get rid of what's not needed. Do nothing that is useless, Musashi would say. Don't spend money on things that don't help you reach your goal. Making a budget turns into a habit over time. You stop wasting money on short-term pleasures and work on getting rich in the long term. Don't forget that a budget is not a limit, it's a freedom. Giving you the power to make the life you really want frees you from chaos. In the same way that Musashi carefully planned his battles, you need to carefully plan every dollar, every cost, and every chance. That's the only way to stay on the path to financial freedom. Lesson 2. Save regularly. Musashi wrote, think little of yourself and a lot of the world. When it comes to money, this means putting off the desire for instant gratification and focusing on stability over the long run. Regularly saving money is a way to plan for the future and think beyond today. Setting aside money not for short-term fun but for long-term freedom is what it means to be disciplined. Too often, the urge to spend what we earn gets the best of us. We don't think about what we might need tomorrow when we say, I deserve this now. Musashi's wise words tell us that a warrior plans for more than just the present. A warrior trains every day to get better because he knows that one day he may have to fight. In the same way, saving regularly helps you get ready for life's challenges, such as unexpected costs, situations, and chances to grow. How much you save is more important than how much you make. A disciplined saver will build wealth over time, even if their income is small, while an uncontrolled spender will stay stuck. The key is to be consistent. Make a promise to save some of every dollar, no matter how little. Get into the habit. The way of planning was something Musashi did every day, and you should do the same. Set up automatic ways to save if you can. Make it easy to save money, which will take away the urge to spend. Set up a disaster fund, which will protect your finances in case of a storm. Don't spend your money on things that won't cost you anything. It was important to Musashi to be ready for everything. Do nothing that is of no use. Saving is always a good idea. You can plant a seed for your future with every dollar you save. As the years go by, your steady savings will turn into a big tree of financial security. Some people may live from paycheck to paycheck, but you will stand firm, like a fighter with his sword drawn. Regular savings aren't just for money, they're also a way to control your urges and make sure you're always ready for what comes next. Lesson 3. Invest smartly. You must understand that there is more than one way to reach the top of the mountain, Musashi tells us. To become financially free, you need to do more than just save money. You also need to make smart decisions that grow your money. Putting money away without spending it is like putting seeds in a bag and never planting them. You need to make your money work for you if you want to be truly financially free. To invest wisely, you need to know about risk, reward, and plan. When he fought, Musashi didn't just depend on brute strength. He looked at his opponents, the ground, and his enemies, and then hit them with great accuracy. In the same way, if you want to be a trader, you need to study the markets, know the trends, and make choices based on facts, not feelings. Take the first step by learning. Follow the crowd, but don't jump on board. You must understand the true meaning of the strategy, Musashi said to those who tried to copy him. Find out about businesses, stocks, real estate, and other ways to spend. Spread out your investments to lower your risk. You need to change your interests as the economy changes, just like a warrior changes his moves for different situations. Not going after quick wins is a bad idea. Musashi knew that the only way to become truly skilled is to be patient and persistent. If you invest in safe assets over the long term, your wealth will grow slowly over time. Invest early, often, and consistently to make the most of the power of growth. Stay cool, even if the market is going up and down. You must know that there is more than one path, Musashi taught. Even though there will be ups and downs, a smart trader always keeps their eye on the big picture. Don't forget that buying is not play money. It is a strategic choice, a risk that is carefully thought out in order to get a bigger payoff. When you go into war as a samurai, you need to be clear-headed and have a plan. The same goes for investing. Instead of following trends, the key is to develop knowledge, patience, and a long-term view. That's how you get financial freedom. You plant the seeds of smart investing. Lesson 4. Avoid debt. Sense is strong and sight is weak, Musashi said one time. Debt often seems appealing because it lets you get what you want right away and pay for it later. But this impression is just a trick. Debt is like a trap. It ties you down to obligations that use up your resources and take away your freedom. To find out how to become financially free, you need to see through the lie and stay out of debt as much as possible. Having a lot of debt is bad for your finances. Every dollar you owe makes you feel heavy and slows you down. Musashi tells us to carry only what we need and to trust our own strength. You give up control of your life to collectors, banks, and lenders when you take on debt. They take over your finances and tell you what to do with your money. Some things, like a house, school, or an investment in a business, may seem like they need loans. But be careful even in these situations. Know how much it really costs to borrow money. The interest keeps adding up against you, making a small loan into a huge debt. Do nothing that is useless, Musashi said as a warning. What is the point of this loan, you might ask yourself? Will it make you stronger, or is it a weakness that takes your attention away? Live below your means to stay out of debt. Wait to get what you want. Save money until you can buy something you want. Before his famous duels, Musashi trained hard every day for years. He didn't look for easy ways out. Instead, he patiently and thoroughly planned. To get ready to buy things, you should also save money instead of taking it. If you have debt, you should make a plan to get out of it. As a fighter facing a strong enemy, attack it with all your might. Spend less on things you don't need, make more money, and pay off your bills in a planned way. When you get rid of your debt, you gain valuable freedom. You can again choose, act, and live without fear. Musashi followed a road that was simple and clear. Say goodbye to debt, and you'll be able to reach your goal of financial freedom faster, lighter, and stronger. Lesson 5. Increase income. In order to become financially free, Musashi's theory stresses how important practice is. To make more money, you need to get better at what you do, learn new things, and look for ways to make more money. It's important to have an attitude of growth and always trying to get better. It is important to spend money on skills, learn new trades, and get good at what you already do. It's also important to learn about your business, follow trends, and adjust to a world that is always changing. Having different sources of income, like side jobs, businesses, or investments, makes you more resilient and speeds up your way to financial freedom. Everywhere you look, there are ways to make more money, and people who do so help the market. Don't fall into the trap of sense of entitlement. Instead, depend on skill and strategy, not luck or chance. You shouldn't be afraid to ask for raises, apply for better jobs, or start your own business. Take the same amount of courage into the market, where you should ask for what you're worth and take calculated chances. Getting more money isn't about being greedy, it's about having more choices, freedom, and the ability to give. Smartly spend your money by saving, spending, and building a life of plenty, not too much. The key is to see yourself as someone who is always learning and getting better. To put it simply, the key to financial freedom is to understand what strategy really means. Lesson 6. Live below means. The concept of Musashi stresses discipline and simplicity. It tells us to live below our means and pay attention to what really matters. This method helps avoid lifestyle inflation, which happens when income rises but spending rises too, making money problems worse. For those who want to be successful, living below means fighting the urge to please others or enjoy things that aren't necessary. When Musashi was a ronin, he focused on his art and didn't carry or need much. To live below your means picking freedom over consumption, small homes and cars over big ones, and simple meals over fancy ones. Every dollar paid is a dollar that can be saved, put to work, or used to grow. This way of thinking gives you a sense of power over your life, free from worrying about money and following trends. Musashi taught that there are many ways to get rich, and the best way is to live a simple life. To live below your means, you need to be aware of the things you buy, think about them before you buy them, be thankful for what you already have, and say no to new gadgets, clothes, and adventures. The life of Musashi shows how powerful simplicity and dedication can be. You can build a strong base that lets you handle any storm and take advantage of any chance by living below your means. Lesson 7. Plan long-term. Musashi's wisdom stresses how important it is to plan for the long run if you want to be financially free. To do this, you need to set financial goals, break them down into smaller steps, and work every day to reach them. People who stick with something earn more interest over time, and if you start early, your wealth can grow very quickly. Planning for the long term also means getting ready for the unexpected, like Musashi did by training for every possible outcome. Having a plan for the worst-case scenario, an emergency fund, and the right protection are all important steps in this process. This is not gloom, it's smart thinking. You strengthen your situation by getting ready for the worst. It's not just about money when you want to be financially free. It's about the life you want to live. Don't just plan for money, plan for why you're living. Your financial goals should support your most important values. Then use your freedom to help others, grow as a person, and leave a good memory. When you make long-term plans, you can rise above the mess of daily life and move with purpose, like a skilled swordsman. You are focused, patient, and determined, and you are finding out the real key to financial freedom.